What do you need to learn for yourself? I mean, what are your objectives? I mean, do you want to learn English because, yeah, you're just interested in talking English? Or do you have to do it in a professional way? Or maybe you want to you go to the university in Europe or in America or Australia so that you have to improve your vocabulary of the English language. So it can be very different for everybody. And I like to, yeah, a little bit give a tailor-made course. That's why I'm glad there is a WhatsApp group. So you have to, first thing you have to do is jangan malu bicara bahasa Inggris. Yeah, because I have the same experience when I have to learn bahasa Indonesia. Then you try to, yeah, it's very difficult because, yeah, malu hati, yeah, because you're afraid to make a mistake and the people laugh at you. So the first thing you have to do is forget about that. It's not important. The everybody, nobody expects you to speak perfect language English. If you are an American or Australian, if they speak to a foreigner, they don't expect to speak it fluently. The meaning of the language is to communicate. How you have your interests, you have your needs. That's the most important thing, and the best thing is just to let it flow. Practice yourself in hearing the English language. I mean, you can do it by listening to music, in English lyrics. You can do it by reading the papers. I also read the Jakarta Globe and Jakarta Post in English. So you can compare the news bulletins with the bulletins in Bahasa Indonesia. You know what I mean? Then you can train, you can get used in reading and listening to English. So it's more natural. So there are a lot of possibilities. So first I want to start with, yeah, let's just follow the row. Who wants to start first with Licha? Yeah, you're also looking though. Okay, Licha, era, correct? Hello?
Hello, yes, sir.
Yes. What? Tell me about yourself.
My name is Licha and I come from Surabaya.
Oh yes,
So,
you're from Surabaya.
so I'm not from Ambon like the other friends, but I also speak Ambonese a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I know about Ambonese language, but not too much. And also, I am a student of English department in Patimura University, and I'm in the 7th semester. And I really like reading poetry. Sometimes I also write a poetry, and well, I really enjoy watching movies and also some dramas like Korean dramas. Maybe if some of you really like Korean dramas.
Yes, I
Yeah,
watch them as well. I watch them as well because we have Netflix and we have the lockdown in Europe and we take
yeah.
breaks.
I also watch Netflix,
Yeah,
like Netflix series. I really
nice.
like
Yeah,
enjoy watching movies. Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's.
And now I can hear the difference between Korean, Chinese, and Japanese because I watch through Netflix. I know now the difference. But okay, so you are a student English, yeah,
Yeah.
professionally. You want to become a teacher, or do you want to study literature, English literature abroad? Masa depan?
Well, I think I want to be a teacher, like English teacher maybe. But I don't really sure about that. But I think perhaps I want to be a English teacher.
Okay, okay. Then I'll start now to the next. Who is next? Let's see. Sianinta.
Yes, sir.
Sianinta
Yes,
Kusuma.
sir.
Orang Jawa.
No, sir. Kebetulan orang Padang from West Sumatra.
Padang.
Yes,
Oh, but
sir.
the name Kusuma is linked to Java.
But my father come from he's a Sundanese. My mom
Okay.
yeah. It's he's a half and half.
Half,
Okay, sir.
half
My name
campur.
is yeah. My name is Shaninta, but you can call me Anin. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
student in English department too, but in the final semester. And then I really like to read comics, novel, and then I would like to know about English more to go to the university, like you said before. I want
Mm-hmm.
to try to get a college in abroad. And the
Mm-hmm.
most important now, before I want to go to college, I just want to ask something for tips and trick, like in job interview.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
So you
know
want
about, yeah, the job interview,
so
because I want to work in the Kementerian Luar Negeri maybe, or becoming an
mm-hmm.
English teacher. So I need some tips and trick to get a really great job interview, so they can maybe they can receive me in their place.
No problem, no problem. It is a good. It's a good thinking because I'm also a member of Diaspora, Indonesian Diaspora Network, and I live in The Hague, nearby the embassy, and we have a lot of delegations from Indonesia, from the government, Pemprov. I know Asagaf. I was a week with Asagaf and his
Yeah.
department. But okay, but the problem with them is they don't speak English, so they
Means
need information for governance for their work,
yes.
and they want to meet with specialists, and we arrange that, but they don't understand English, and the Dutch, not everybody speaks Bahasa Indonesia. So the government or the governance needs people who speak proper English, because Indonesia has opened. Everybody has now respect for Indonesia, the new era, and that means that the international contacts will be improved, will increase for the future, and that's also the how you call it. It's also very good for the after the post COVID-19
Yeah.
era. Indonesia has to export the products
Yes.
for the you need
The
foreign money. Yeah, and that's why you have to do the trade, the business, and have the contact with other countries in the world, and then you have to speak English. So it's very good ideas. Okay, I come back to you later. Now,
Yes,
Miss
sir.
Nona Syahaya, well-known name in Holland. How are you doing? Selamat
Hi,
pagi.
sir.
Selamat
Selamat
malam apa? Sore.
selamat sore, here, sir.
Okay. Where are you from?
My father is from Hulaliu, sir,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom is from Suli, sir.
Suli.
Yes.
Okay. And what is your what? Why do you follow? Do you want to follow this course? What are your objectives, professionally or study? What?
Like sir, almost no, all of us here are the students of English Education Study Program, and to my future, especially, I realize that I really need to practice English, because I know that I have some lack in speaking English. Like my mouth is not used to speak English, and
Mhm.
yeah, I realized that I need to practice more in order to increase my speaking ability. So
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. And do you have some things you think you need improvement? I mean, do you want to have more information about proper writing? Because Cynthia or Sianinta, she said she wants to do job interviews. That's so very important to proper English writing. But maybe you are want more speaking English. But
oh
we'll
yeah,
do best.
so maybe in the future, I'm planning to continue my study, sir.
Yes, of
So
course. Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
We can do that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Then I will
Indonesian.
go now to Bung Yan. Later we come back. Now I go to Bung Ebet. Ibet. Apa kabarnya? How are you doing?
Hi, sir. I'm doing really good. How
Okay.
are you doing?
And oh, it's okay. I like to do this, so was getting bored because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I stay at home. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's no much. You don't meet people, and without
Okay.
people, it's boring. Oh,
Yeah.
explain to me. Tell about something about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Libre Fabian Antonio Noya. You can call me Ibet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Hulaliu.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I love English since the day one, since my grandma. So my grandma used to be a teacher, and when I was young, she always taught teacher for us. And then from that day, I love English until nowadays.
Okay. And do you have any expectations about the course, the training, or is it something you especially want to achieve? I mean, for work?
Yeah, actually, I really like to learn something new, and this is not really new thing for me because I used to speak in class like a presentation and do the speech in the course. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this is really challenging for me because I still afraid to talk in public. So maybe with this course it can help develop my speaking skills and something like that. Yeah.
Yes, I know. I understand what you said. It's the same I mentioned before. You have to get used to the
Yeah.
language. Jangan malu, malu hati, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Sure.
come back later. Yeah, I have to. I'll just go. And who's next?
Yeah.
Pak Suhoka, Bung Suhoka.
Sir.
Your turn now.
Okay. My name is Antonio De Vito Soka,
Mm-hmm.
but you can call me De Vito, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And I am an English education study program student. I am on 8th semester, and I am well. My dream is want to be a teacher, and I love English because since I was a kid, my mom is good at English, and um, she always make me get become more comfortable in watching English movie, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And since my problem here that I want to solve is that I want to become more confident in speaking in social public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm also want to trying to fixing my grammar in spoken. It's still a big problem for me, especially in grammar, and I mostly want to study English because I'm now feeling interested in accent around the world, and I want to learn more about the accents. Sir.
Oh, the different accents in the English language, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Like
that's
British,
really
Australia.
so the difference between Oxford English, American English, Australian English, and all the
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
it's very interesting. It's very interesting. There are a lot. Even in America, there are different language. You can hear where somebody's coming from Texas or New York. They can hear it. I can't. But we have the same. I mean, there's in every language the same. And orang Maluku, you can recognize if you hear orang Ambon bicara bahasa Indonesia bisa dengar ya. You can hear it on the
Yes, sir.
rhythm. Pa 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 pa. It's different than the people in Java. So it's also very interesting how a language can develop itself because you're all every day a language develops itself and you are developing the language as well. And especially in Indonesia, in Bahasa Indonesia, you have a very much English words, but they pronounce it on the Indonesian way,
Yes, sir.
like development or celebrity. It is celebrity and development. You know what I mean? And
Yes, sir.
there is a natural, yeah, there is a cause for that because in Bahasa Indonesia, you have the accent on the next to the last syllable, like membersihkan, yeah. So celebrity, yeah, development. But in English, you have to do it on the second syllable, so development and celebrity. Understand? And
Yes, sir.
that is very natural, and that is something you have to get used to change that. And that's why I advise you to hear and to hear as much English as you can by television, radio, blog spots whatsoever. I mean, you all have HP, you all have quota, and you're all on internet all the time. So for your generation, it's very common. So, and that's the only way how you can get more, how do you call it, more confident in your language skills. But you can talk it with each other, and we can talk it, and I can correct you because, yeah, but don't mind me correcting you. I will. You are here to learn, and I'm here to teach you to correct it, and as much as possible to what you like to learn. We go on next. Melky, I see you're eager all the time. Come on.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Uh,
Tell me about yourself.
okay, sir. My name is Melky, and I'm 21 years old.
Mhm.
And the reasons why I'm joining this course because the first is I really like speaking so much since in the college speaking is one course that I really like, and I do believe that through this course it can develop my
Yes.
my speakings, and also uh, I love speaking because I want to traveling around the world, and I think speaking is one of important element for us to connect each other to other people.
Yes. Yeah. You have to speak. You have to communicate to survive.
Yes, sir.
It's very important. Okay. Well, we'll come back later. Yeah, of course, the rest of the group. Lisha, we already talked about it. So now I see Vivo 1901. Two people. Yeah, ketawa terus. Okay, ladies,
So
who are you?
who are you? We're best friends.
I mean, one is called FIFO and the other one's called 1901.
I'm so sorry, sir. So I think I'll be the first one. Hello, my name is Gelvania Liani Kesalia. You can call me Ian, and I'm from Sirisori, Saparua.
Okay, Butumuri sorry itu.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pela, sir.
I know. Yes. Go ahead, terus. You live in Ambon?
Yes, I live in Ambon, in Wayame, and I'm interested in learning English because I have particular interest in learning language, whatever the language is, but mostly I interested in learning local language like Ambonese real language. I always eager to know the root of the language itself. Therefore, I just like language so much, especially English, and I'm looking forward to have my master degree in abroad too. So I really need this course to advance my speaking and listening, so I can communicate and I can make my dreams comes true, like I'm saying
Okay,
to you.
very good. Very good. Just trust yourself, you can achieve it. But focus on the English language, because if you look at the Indonesian language, you have 371 different languages in Indonesia.
Yeah.
So if you want start once, I mean, even Bahasa Jawa already 4 different levels. You have to speak
Yeah.
when you're younger, you speak in another way to somebody who is elder. Then you have the normal Japanese, the Tengen, you have the Kromo Inggil. Well, and then the elders speak in a lower language to the children, and the children have to speak in the higher language to the parents. So
Yeah.
good luck if you want to study that. It is so now focus on the Bahasa English, yes, and what I say, practice yourself, get used to it by learning. And now your neighbor, girlfriend, sister, or Mrs. 1901, Usi.
Sir, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, my name is Emanuela Martin, and I am 22 years old. I am from Kilang.
Hey.
Yeah, me. Hi. Okay, so what I expected from to join this uh, conversation class, it is because of my unconfidence to speak English.
Mhm.
Um, so I hope that from this class uh, I can speak English confidence, more confidence to speak English, and I hope that from English this speaking class from the speaking class, yeah, uh, I think that's all.
Well, you can, we can make it a bit easier. If you don't know it in English, just say it in Bahasa Indonesia, and then I will
Right.
translate it in English, and then you learn something again. I mean,
Yes,
but you
sir.
can write it down. But that's the next step, okay? The first introduction. Go ahead with your story.
Oh, okay. So, why am I so unconfident with English? It is because at the at my past, some of my friends thought that I'm not really good at English, and I think that oh no, if you can if you can uh, master English language, so I think that I have to master English language too. That is why I try to join this class, and I hope that yeah, I have more confidence to speak in English. That's all.
You don't. Okay, what you said you want to try to join this class is not correct. You already joined.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that is just a thing, to think about it, just to make it more natural. That's why you have to get used to the English language. Okay, go to the next student, who is LEAP Ambon Helena. I don't have. Oh yes,
That's
nicely.
me.
Oh, that's you. Yeah, so I have everybody now.
Yes, you have
Talk.
everybody currently.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, what I my experience now is that there is a very much similarity in everybody's wishes, and that is don't afraid to talk the English language. It's a psychological effect. Yeah, you are. Uh, I had this. I know what it is because I know a lot of languages, and uh, one instance I have to go to France, and I learned French at school, the French language, but you don't speak it. You don't speak in the French language because there are no French people in Holland. So I just wore at school only. And then years later, I had to go to Paris. There was for something to do with friends. And in the beginning, it was very difficult to parler français because you forget half of the words. You don't know if this is correct. You are afraid they're going to laugh at you, or they don't understand you, or you're afraid you insult them by saying something wrong. You know what I mean? But my experience was that after two glasses of wine, it was fluently. And that's because we think that we have to speak it properly, like in the grammar, but they don't do that themselves. They speak very fluently and very relaxed as well. So there's no problem. The importance is that they understand your message. Yeah, because everybody has the same experience. Maybe you have this with the English language, but if you meet from somebody from Australia or for somebody from an English talking speaking country or another country, well, if you have to talk with an American or an Englishman, then English is his language. So yeah, 100%. But if you come to Europe and you speak with German people, Polish people, French people, Dutch people, their language, English skills is the same level as yours. So they don't speak it perfectly as well. So why why be nervous about it? They make the same mistakes. You know what I mean? So there's more a psychological thing. And that's why I want to advise you to commun- communicate in English as much as possible. And if you laugh, yeah, we all laugh together, because everybody makes mistakes. And if you have to know what mistakes I made when I talk a different language. I mean, in Bahasa Indonesia, yeah, I just started to learn Bahasa Indonesia by, I didn't follow a course. It is just on the street. But then you only learn the talking language, and that is different from official language. And when once I spoke to some people, a group from Sumatra, and there was one man, he was kind of, yeah, had a high position, because when people get married, he was a kind of, not really a dukun, but orang pintar, you know what I mean. And so I was very shy in talking Bahasa Indonesia, and I tried that. And then he told me, don't be shy, because we don't speak Bahasa Indonesia perfectly as well, because we are orang Sumatra. Only at the universities and at the ministries they speak it properly. It's like it has to be done. But on the street, everybody has his own language, his own dialect. If you go to Java, well, then it's completely different than you go to Ambon or whatsoever. So get used to it, don't be shy. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that if you try to correct yourself, you can listen on the radio or whatsoever. The English language, you can find it back in every song, in an American song or the hits or whatsoever. But don't listen to the rapping, because that's not correct English. You know what I mean? The gangster raps, etc. That is, hey nigga, what the fuck? That's not English. That's proper. Don't do that. Just listen to serious music, and then you can hear the proper pronunciation, and write it down. And if you don't know how to translate it properly, we have to discuss about that, because I know, for an example, in Bahasa Indonesia, if people work together or companies work together in a business way or whatsoever, then they call it kerjasama, correct? But in the English language, there are different forms of working together for factories. You can say affiliation, cooperation, association. They are all legal differences. So once we had a meeting with a businessman who wanted to invest in Indonesia, and he talked to somebody from the embassy, the attaché, the trade attaché, and that contact of mine asked him from if he is affiliated with me. Then the attaché translated affiliated in kerjasama. Yes, but my contact, think affiliated, is that two companies merged together. But we have no two companies merging together. We're just two different companies. So we cooperate. We work together. I'm an agent. I am. So the message, the question was if he knew me and if we worked together. But he understood that we're not affiliated. So the trade agency felt, hey, that's strange. But how can they work together if they're not affiliated? They tidak kerjasama. You understand what I mean? So, but in Indonesian, there is no real word for that makes that difference. Instead, you have studied law, and then maybe you know the difference between the CV and the PT and all that contract laws, legislation. But in the talking language, most people don't know. So my advice is that try to read as much as possible, for example, the Jakarta Globe or Jakarta Post. Yeah? Try to read that and try to write down the words you don't understand or not 100%. You think, okay, I know what it is, but yeah, maybe there's a difference. And then we can talk about it because everybody has access to the same article in the paper, correct? Because everybody can go to Jakarta Globe. And you can read those stories also in Bahasa Indonesia as well. So you can how you say it? You can compare them. You know what I mean? So you can test your developments yourself. If you first read the English article and then you write down maybe 50 words you don't really understand, and then you go to the same article in Bahasa Indonesia, then you know what the mean. Then you can say, oh, this means this means that. Then you see the difference. But that is something you have to do constantly for yourself, not only during the classes. Do you know what I mean? Are you all students? That you have the self-discipline to study, correct? Yeah. Who wants to say something? Nobody? Everybody silent? Semua malu? Yeah, this is, I have to swipe all the time for my telephone. So, who wants to say something? Wow, why is it so quiet? Okay, Milky, you're smiling all the time. What? Tell us. Did you understand what I said? Coba.
Yes, thank you, sir. I think what you have said is really correct, sir, because uh, when we learn language, it's not just limited in the class, but we can learn English from everywhere that we can go, like from the videos, like from someone's that really have uh, knowledge about English. So I think learn English is easy for us, but and no, it's not easy, but um, it's very challenging to learn because it's not suddenly come from. Uh, ah, I'm sorry, sir. Because
Boleh di bahasa Indonesia, di bahasa
yeah,
Indonesia boleh. Yeah, then we can
thank you, sir.
translate. I have
Yes,
to
sir.
learn bahasa Indonesia better as well. So
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir, because I'm a little bit
I learn
nervous.
from you as well.
Yeah.
Is it, yeah,
Uh,
actually, for who? Kenapa? Kenapa?
uh,
Macam-macam banyak ya.
yeah.
Bujan.
Kalau menurut, yes, sir. Kalau menurut
Go
saya
ahead.
belajar bahasa Inggris itu sangat luar biasa penting karena belajar bahasa Inggris bukan saja datang dari ruang kelas, tapi juga kita bisa belajar dari banyak hal, misalnya seperti yang tadi Sir jelaskan bahwa kita bisa belajar dari newspaper misalnya atau dari video, and then it can also enrich our knowledge
Yeah.
uh, to build our understanding about English itself. Yes, sir.
Okay, so okay. What I have done in Indonesia, that's a method. When I first came to Indonesia, and they had an Indonesian subtitling. Understand? And
Yes,
because
sir.
I'm used to English, I don't really have to listen. I can translate it in the Bahasa Indonesia, so it works double and round. You can do the same because I know that there are a lot of American on the Netflix. I have seen a lot of English language movies, films with in subtitling in Bahasa Indonesia. You can choose. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
so or films in Bahasa Indonesia with an English subtitling, because you don't have to listen to understand it, but you can read the English lines, but you understand it because it is in Bahasa Indonesia. It is in the subconscious. You will know it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
It is a trick, a kind of trick to uh, get used with it. It's the same as if you open the door. Do you look? Do you look at that your hand is grabbing the knob to open it? No, you just open it because your hand already knows where it is. Correct? It's just a mindset. Get used to
Yes,
the language.
sir.
Open yourself up for the English language and translate. You can read it then in the English below. Because there are a lot of possibilities. And the internet, you can listen to. There are e-courses, e-learning programs in Bahasa in English. You can check it in Google. You can Google it. And there's something also funny. The word Google, you write the Google, correct? Yeah. But
Yes, sir.
Indonesians write bisa Google, Gugal. So an English word is already translated or transformed in an Indonesian word, and that's so nice in Indonesia. It's the same with I go. I had somebody in Semarang, and I tell, yeah, celebrity. Everybody says celebrity and not celebrity. So I told her, why is it celebrity? Celebrity. Now, she said, it's an Indonesian word. I said, no, no, it's an English word, celebrity. No, no, itu bahasa Indonesia. Karena kalau ditulis Celebrity. Celebrity. Yeah, okay, then she is right. Correct? Because now it's Indonesian and they pronounce it well. So you have to be aware of that. That is a little bit different in English, and a lot of English words have an Indonesian is common in Indonesia. So yeah, everybody talks like that. It's the same as that. Is also important that when I'm in Indonesia and I have a Grab or a driver, yeah, then they call you Mister. Correct? Hey, Mister. Yes, Mister. But to call somebody you don't know Mister is rude. Is impolite. You only use the word Mister if you know his family name. Understand? So it's Mr. A, Mr. Bean, Mr. McCarthy, Mr. Bush, Mr. Trump. That's only you use the word Mr. But if you don't know his name, you use the word Sir. How are you doing, sir? Do you need a car, sir? Where do you have to go, sir? What hotel do you have to pick, sir? And yes, Mister. What hotel, Mister? Hey, come on. Maybe I can understand it, but I think that some other people, tourists, yeah, who are familiar to the English language, people from America, especially British people, they are very peculiar. They can get angry. And then you do, oh, Mister, I want to help you, Mister. Kurang ajar nih. No, you don't. What have you wrong? Shy completely. So that is something to get to emphasize. That there are a lot of words used in the wrong context. That's and you can only learn that by listening to English as much as possible through the television or the radio. Yeah, you have to learn it. Correct? So it is a study. You have to do it yourself. Somebody else wants to say something? Bung Soka, do you have to say something?
Yes, thank you, sir. Um, from your explanation before, I can conclude that one of your point is that filter your knowledge, which means that we must choose our media of learning carefully so that we can know the context of the word they are using in the different type of the situation, sir. I think that's what
That's
I
the
get from
context.
your
Yeah.
explanation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get from your explanation, sir.
Because yeah, it's correct because they are just details, but I already understand that your English for everybody, English is quite good. Yeah, I mean, I have this not, everybody speaks it very, very fluently, in my opinion. And the only, yeah, the shyness, yeah, malu hati. I think that is very strong with you. But that's no problem. I mean, just the first lesson we first met. I mean, after a while, you will speak in the English the same way as you speak at the Pesta Nikah di Ambon. Wah, ketawa terus semua. So that will come naturally. Yeah, Bung Ebet, you are smiling. Huh? Tell me, what do you think?
Oh, sir, actually, I really your explanation is really interesting. I just a little bit concerned about this one. I do feel what Melkis feel, what
Mm-hmm.
he say about we can learn English anywhere, anytime, whenever we want. We can learn English. So the problem is when we met in class, will be more good for us to practice our English. But when we
Yeah.
go back home, there is no one to help us in practice the language. So it's been like months since I'm not practicing my English because there is no one here to talk with me. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit problem for me.
Well, that problem is solved because we have a WhatsApp group. And you can always
Yeah.
add me or have a video call or whatsoever. So now you have a source.
Yep.
Okay. I
Yep.
mean, I can understand that it's very difficult. It's natural. And to tell you a secret, here in Holland, in the Netherlands, there's a very famous institution to learn the language within 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you
Okay.
can fluently speak another language. It is run by Catholic nuns. And the minute you step in, you only speak that language. No language different, not the Dutch language, only that language. And they do that for 2 to 3 weeks. Continuously, you stay there. So 24/7, you are in that
Yep.
language. And because it is proven that the biggest block of talking the language is shyness. Exactly what we all experience.
Yep.
You do it with the English, I have it in Bahasa Indonesia, and even when I go to Ambon, I notice different. I was there at the burger at the KFC or the McDonald's. Not was the McDonald's. I was in a hotel at the Jalan Patimura. No. Diponegoro. I think Jalan Diponegoro was a hotel. I don't remember. But there was a KFC downstairs in the basement. And I asked, saya mau cola tanpa batuk es, es batuk. Now he gave me es batuk. And then my cousin told me, yeah, tampa is with. It's different than on Java. In Java, is it without? So I learned something new. I don't can say my first reaction was, hey, he's mistake, he's stupid. No, then they explained me, no, that you said it, he's correct because you said it that with ice. And there's a difference between Java and Ambon, correct? Different. So don't be afraid to make a mistake. I mean, if you're afraid to make a mistake, you don't you nobody will know because you won't talk it. You won't talk the language because you're afraid to make a mistake, and nobody knows it, and nobody can correct you, and you can never learn because nobody knows. So don't be afraid. If you make a mistake, feel free. Then I can correct it. I will not say, "Hey, salah." No, I say, "Hey, you can. It's a mistake. Nothing because yeah, you didn't study the English language in Harvard. I mean, what can I expect? Yes, correct that. So jangan malu. You can make a mistake. It's no problem. We can correct it. You're here to learn. And I can only teach you things what you don't know. But I don't know what you don't know. That's why I make you introduce yourself. Then I can hear what the problem is of the problem. Then I can hear the level. I can hear you. I can hear the level of your English. I can hear the knowledge. I can hear how you pronunciate it. Until now, I am very satisfied. I think the level is quite good, better than a lot of people here at the embassy. And they're all official diplomats, yeah. Don't forget it, they're high position. Echelon berapa, duta besar dan atas. But their English is not as good as yours. And that's why we have a lot of, yeah, now it doesn't work. Tidak maju, tidak bisa maju, you know. Everybody's helping Indonesia with development and economical development and knowledge and water and waste management. I don't know, but some way this goes very slow. Yeah, with the government, not the people, because I'm also connected with Happy Green Islands. You know that with the waste management from Saparua, from Kees Faber and Party is involved as well. They go to Saparua and they have made that program for waste management. And there are a lot of concepts and there's a lot of possibilities with cooperation between Dutch companies and Indonesian companies. But the organization at Maluku is a little bit difficult. And it's a communication problem. So you make the future, literally, correct? Yeah. And the most key to have access less only education, but also in English, correct? And something else very important, if you maybe later in business life, or if you want to expand your, we are used that people reply very quickly on the mail. If we do business together and I ask you, hey, can you have that information? Then people don't reply. You have to wait for weeks. And then here they think, oh, they're not interested anymore. So there's also an attitude problem. And that comes because, yeah, they are afraid to communicate in the English language. So that is very helpful what you do. But you have to practice as much as possible for yourself. And if you have any questions or you encounter some problems or whatsoever, yeah, just feel free to call me. Yeah, because it's also one principle, and that is that, yeah, you can make, now we have the agreement that we have this class every Friday at, what time is that yours? 5:30? Yeah. Doesn't mean that you're always, your mind is always open at this point, this time. You know what I mean? You can focus. Okay, I have now 1.5 English, but maybe you wake up one night and then you have some thoughts in English, and it can come up sudden. Well, if it is at night at your place, it is evening at our place. You're seven jam cepat with Holland. Now in The Hague, it is almost 12:30. Yeah, so yeah, if it is evening at you can always call me, because for me it's day. Okay, but that's the first step. Feel free to contact. Feel free to communicate. Don't wait too long. Don't think, oh, Malu, I don't, maybe it's not appropriate if I ask that question, or maybe he thinks you're stupid. Don't think like that. I'm also stupid if I come to Indonesia in the Bahasa, then I'm stupid. So it doesn't make a problem. Yeah, feel free. That's the first thing. The second thing was very important is your breathing. When you're anxious, your respiration is short. Yeah, like stress or nervousness. Inhale, exhale. Yeah, get that rest. And before you want to you speak a sentence, inhale and then regulate your talking with your breathing, so you feel more relaxed. But that's maybe for in the future, the knowledge for in the future. So now we have talked now for an hour, so just tell me now, everybody, you can raise your hand if you have a question. Eh? I mean, I think this, you can wait, you can raise your hand if you want to say something. Is there somebody who wants to say something?
We got Shaninta and Ian. Shaninta first.
Okay, yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir, I want to ask you how many language that you speak.
Again, sorry, I didn't hear the next because of the
Uh,
microphone wasn't good.
okay. I want to ask you how many language that you speak.
How many languages I speak?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. First started with English because I was born in Groningen in Holland, but when I was a baby, 6 months, we went to America. So, and I stayed there till I was 7 years old, and then I came back to Holland. So the first language is English. The second was Dutch, because I lived in Holland, I have to speak Dutch. The third one was German, because it's the northeast province of Holland that is bordered to Germany. And in that time, it was in the, well, a long time ago, the television was not as developed as now. The Dutch television only had 2 channels, and those channels started at 7 o'clock in the evening to 12 o'clock at night. But the German television had uh, 3 channels with all, and they went 24/7 in the evening, on the Sunday, on the Saturday, during the day, and they had a lot of films, movies, German movies. So growing up, you're getting used to learn German, to hear German, and then then you hear the similarities between German and the Dutch language. Of course, it's different, but there are a lot of similarities. So French, and of course a little bit Latin. I'm Catholic, so I have to learn Latin. I was educated by priests, Jesuits, and I'm Catholic, so we learned Latin as well. If you know Latin, then you can understand Spanish, Italian, and French because they are lingua latina. They're originally out of the Latin. So if you know basic Latin, you can understand a little bit, or you know where people are talking about in Spanish and Italian, and then you connect it to the French language, then you can understand them. Not 100%, but you know what's going on. You know what I mean? And that's how you learn, train yourself, because if you hear English, you can probably hear a lot of words that are familiar from Indonesia. Yes? Another question? Or did I answer your question?
Yes, it's really impressive that you mastered the three language. I just curious that are you feel confused when you speak one language to another, and then you have to move to another language when you're at work or maybe at home, because it's really I think it's really hard for us to divide how we can talk in different time in different place with different language also.
Mhm. Yeah, but when I have the same when I'm in Indonesia. So when I'm in Indonesia in Semarang, I have a house in Semarang as well, and I'm always there, maybe 4 to 6 months a year. But the people there, my contacts, they mingle. For me, it again, okay, I just learned Bahasa Indonesia from the street, and that is very difficult because the Moluccan community here in Holland, the orang Ambon di sini, they speak Bahasa Melayu, not really Bahasa Indonesia. And in my context with them, because for me, my parents never spoke Indonesian of Bahasa Melayu. They're not from the Knil. We didn't live in a compound. Do you know the history of the Moluccans who came in Holland? You know, people? Hello? Someone? Do you know the history of how the Moluccan people came to Holland? I mean, you all have relatives in Holland. I see familiar. I see family names I know here. Yeah, so you probably all have family who live in Holland. But do you know how they come, how they get here?
From the snail, sir?
Yes, yes, they
From
had
the
the all correct. But when they came here, you know, the most of the Ambonese who are in the Knil, only a small percentage was born and raised on Ambon or in Maluku. Most of them, there are a lot of them who never came to Ambon, but they're Ambonese. But you know, the Adat, yeah, we know where we come from. I know that I'm from Naku long before I went to Naku, because you know that. It is culture. Yeah, harus kenal asal. Ya toh? You have to know your family. That's Adat. So their Bahasa, their Indonesian, I did not, yeah, I learned from them. Yeah, I had to, they talk Bahasa Indonesia or they talk Malay. But when I had formal contacts and I was more interested in Bahasa Indonesia, then I see the differences. And then you get bingung because you don't know what is correct. For an example, when I have to clean up the house, I was once communicating with somebody in Semarang, and yeah, dia tanya, sedang apa? So yeah, bikin bersih rumah. That's what the Albanese say, bikin bersih rumah. Yeah, that is maybe, I thought, oh, that's normal. No, it's membersihkan, correct? Membersihkan, bikin bersih. So, and I thought I came to Indonesia. I said, "Oh, I can manage, yeah, Bahasa Indonesia. I can manage the language." But they all laughed at me because I spoke very much, yeah, an old kind of language. Was more Pasar Melayu, or they really didn't understand me, and that's why I think, okay, I have to be more specific in the Bahasa Indonesia. So I started watching at Indonesian TV programs and starting reading Indonesian newspapers in Bahasa Indonesia. And so I could learn for myself. But I'm never long enough in Indonesia to follow a course at the university because it's minimal 3 to 6 months. And I'm only can stay for 2 months because I am a warga negara asing with with a visa on arrival. So there's a visa problem. So that's why I hope to learn from you Bahasa Indonesia as well as you learn from. And we are all in a study, all learning at this moment. So be shy, be natural. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Does somebody
Thank
want
you,
to say
sir.
something?
We have Ian who wants to say
Yeah.
something before. Go ahead, Ian.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
So first of all, I just want to say that I
Oh,
really
go ahead.
appreciate. First of all, I just want to say that I really appreciate that so many Moluccan people in Netherlands, if even if they don't born in Moluccan, they don't forget their roots where they come from, and it's really touching me somehow, sir.
Correct.
I really appreciate that. And
Oh, yeah.
then
But
talking, yes,
no. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. So my question is talking about gaining English skill from reading. It might be a problem for me, sir, because I find it sometimes I have installed CNN applications, news applications, so that I can read the latest
Mhm.
news. I can understand what's happening in the world. But the problem is, it's very hard for me to understand the text in academic level, especially for me who wants to pursue my educations in abroad. Surely I have to read lots of journal, and this might cause me a problem because once I do not know the word, I find it hard to motivate myself to keep reading it or to find it. So yeah, I just want to ask you, how do you have tips and tricks so I can keep motivate myself to read academic journals, to keep on reading advanced types of text, sir? So this will not become more problems, and it will be my habit, which is also good. Reading is good.
I understand what you mean, and it's very nice, very good that you want that. But you have to realize that academic English is very high level,
Mm.
but it's not that difficult. Um, but you have to realize that uh, I can give an example. I know, I have a kakak adik sama Bung Jong Tiris. He's a law professor, Patiwura, and DPD RI, Mantan. And he wrote books. He wrote several books, and one book about the Kerusuhan. And he gave me those books. And the Bahasa he is writing, even people here I know, Ambonese people who have studied in Indonesia, they try to read it and they say, yes, it is so high level Indonesian that they cannot understand it. You know what I mean? And it is very specialized grammar. It's
Yeah.
a specialized language. And but that if you talk to a doctor or a medic, I mean, we in the diaspora group we have several medics. Well, if you hear them talking about their profession, yeah, okay, they speak a language we can all understand, but we don't understand what they say because it's so very technical. So don't make your expectations too high. It takes a while, but the more you learn basic English, the more you can understand English, because then you can read, you can understand it out of the context. And then we have Google Translate. Then you can check it with Google Translate, of course. But don't do it reversibly. Don't say, okay, I take Google Translate to feel what the word means. You can compare it. I do it the same in Bahasa Indonesia. That if you have a word, what I said, membersihkan, well, for me, very difficult with all that bun, and everything. And then I look at the word I remember, of I recognize, like bersih, and say, oh, that's cleaning. Oh, so membersihkan is that they are cleaning. Then I can understand it out of the context of the story. Yeah, but you activate your brain to recognize the most important words, so you can combine it with the context and the article, then you can maybe you can imagine, oh, it has to mean this. Yeah, it's more than logical that that means this, and then you can check it with Google Translate if you're correct. And if you do that constantly, then it will go then your mind will learn. Your mind will catch up very quick, because you're used to it. You have the knowledge, you have the skills, but you only have to open up for it. Trust yourself. Motivate you. You have a good motivation. And till now, I hear everybody is very good able, to clearly communicate in English, because everything everybody told me said is clear for me. I understand it. So phase 1 you have achieved. No problem. You can talk English. Be confident. Jangan malu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. So, next question. Yeah, everybody understand? Yes, it's clear. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Whose turn? Who wants to say something? Jangan malu lah. When I come to Ambon, everybody is always talking loud. Come on. Hello.
Sorry, may I talk?
Yes.
Um, I just get your point from reading or listening to a song, like you point before. Uh, Most of the students or my friend in high school, they really like to hear a song like a rap song. So there is a lot of inappropriate words that they speak. Like I just recognize that while they're really good at cursing, better when they talk in English, because they hear a lot of rap song. So uh, I guess it's important, like Vito said. So we have to knowledge. We have to filter our knowledge before we speak, because when they're not filter the words, that impolite words, and they speak to the foreigner of foreigner, for example, they might be hurt somebody with abusive words. So it's really it's sangat related dengan dengan banyak teman-teman saya di sini juga, sir.
That's the same what I mentioned when I said, they speak, they talk to you with Mister, and some people can feel uncomfortable with that. So there's only one advice, and that is, if you're not certain, just try to listen to them and try to recognize what they use for words, and then use what they say. Repeat their question. If you have a question, try to repeat the question to correct for yourself, or to be certain for yourself that you understood the question correctly. Yeah, and then you also learn the language, and then out of the reaction, you can understand what they mean. And if you don't understand it, feel free to ask, because they don't expect you to speak English like them, because they are from a country where English is the national language. Yeah, so they don't expect you to speak it fluently and perfectly. They don't. They understand when you make a mistake, but it's not. You can't blame somebody to make a mistake based on something he doesn't know. Understand? You can only blame people for not doing something wrong that they know it is wrong. They know that it's wrong, and then they do it. Then you can blame them. But if you make a mistake in the English in a foreign language, yeah, I mean, no problem. They don't expect you. They don't expect it. So that's what I said in the beginning. Yeah, percaya diri, jangan malu. That's actually the first key you have to work on. And that goes for everybody. And the only way to do that is to get familiar with the words, with the English, and get used to it. So you said you like poetry. Now, there are podcasts. Yeah, but if somebody wants read books, poetry, or novels, or whatsoever, you can find them on the internet. If you Google the name of some English poem, a poet, yeah, then you can read them, you can listen to them, because there are a lot of podcasts and special audio uh, stories for people who cannot who for blind people. Yeah, so there is access to material for yourself. You have what is in your interest. So if people are interested in, well, you said somebody said he was interested in languages. Well, you can Google it. You'll find 52 states with 52 different languages, all English, but different English, and it has history. But you can find all that information. You can hear it because you have access to internet. And in my days, we have to read books. We didn't have the same possibilities. Yes, clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
It's
Yeah, I
clear.
think the internet connection.
Yeah.
Somebody else, Marcia, Nona Sihaya, do you have something to add?
Yes, thank you, sir. I don't really have question, but uh, what I want to say is before I join this session, to be honest, I'm so nervous, and now it just come to my head that I am so relaxed now, and I am so motivated thanks to you that I would like to learn uh, so many like the variety of the cultures from all around the world by learning English, and I realized that it is uh, my goal in the future, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay, just one question from my side. Maybe I speak too fast, that people don't directly can understand me. So I can. Is that true? Does anybody have problems?
no, sir.
Do I? No, it's okay.
No,
English.
it's okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. If I peer Muniz talking Bahasa Indonesia, it's also cepat, 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 cepat. I cannot follow it as well. They're running. Okay. Does somebody else has something to add? Hmm? Asoka?
Well,
Go.
sir,
Yes?
so
Okay.
I think I can conclude from the very beginning you talk with us that in the process
Mm-hmm.
of learning language, is it important for us to practice the language every
Yeah.
day and also
Yeah.
use it every day because we need to familiar with the language and also we need to use it so we can use the language more freely and
Yeah.
very flexible. And yeah, I think the important thing is practice. And by joining this course, I
It's
think
practice
I
as
can
well.
practice the English language as well. And yeah, I'm very grateful to
Yeah.
become part of this course and meet all of you and also and you. I think that's what I want to.
This initiative, yeah, because I was because when I'm in Semarang, I was also working together with Universitas Katolik Semarang, Unika, and in the church there are also English there's misses, mass in English every Saturday, and they have Indonesians who talk in English, but the people who are non-Indonesian and are used to, they come to that church because it is in English, but afterwards they say they cannot understand half of it. And the only way to practice, and that's what I introduced there, are conversation classes, just what we're doing now. But then we can later, if we and at the end, we can all choose a topic. Like next class, what are we going to talk about? Because you all said, yeah, you want to learn, you want to hear more about how the Moroccan population in Holland, or do you want to know something more about how we in Europe go work with the C9, the COVID epidemic. Sorry, we can think about topics and we can communicate it to the WhatsApp group. Yeah, then everybody can see it. Then we can all together determine, okay, next class we're gonna talk about this subject. And then I will say, okay, prepare. Go to the Jakarta Globe, Jakarta Post, or whatsoever, or English newspaper. You can Google it and try to get information out of papers in the English language. And I advise Jakarta Post, Jakarta Mail, because you can compare it immediately with Bahasa Indonesia. Yeah, so it's more easy to, and then write it down. It is active study, you have to write it down. And if you have written it down 100 times, it's very usual that you don't think about it anymore. Then it's fluently. But you have to practice. It is work. But I'm very confident that within now, maybe within a month, 2 months, that you will achieve a lot. I mean, and it can go very quick. I have more than 20 years experience as a teacher, and also with people who are newcomers in Holland. They are from North Africa, from the Middle East, and they have to learn the language and they have to learn a profession. And I was their teacher for the security education here in Netherlands. We have a mandatory education for Satpam, takes 2 years. There, it is the level of an Indonesian policeman. Yeah, but I also have to explain them the culture, the language, because they have to write a report, yeah, lapor. But they don't speak the language well, so we have to teach them the Dutch as well. And the only way is, okay, I advise them, read papers. Read papers. Next lesson, we're going to talk about this topic, what interests you. Because when I choose a topic, then if you're not interested in that topic, you are not enthusiastic to talk about it because you have no knowledge about it, it's not interesting. So that's what you to talk, to determine a topic to talk about. What do you think is interesting? What do you, the group, you are in class together, I understand. So you can communicate directly with each other from, okay, next lesson, what are we going to talk about? And prepare for it. And you have your guru, they can help you. Yeah, so it's just a matter of first make a plan and organize the training. Okay? Everybody agree? Semua
Yes, sir.
setuju? Ya?
Benar.
Semua setuju ya?
Just to
Then
Yes,
inform
sir.
you
we
that we
can
have
make,
10 more minutes. Boom.
okay. Now you
10 more minutes.
see 1.5 hour goes quickly. So Elena, Bu Elena.
Yeah, Bong.
Yeah, please. Now, your conclusion. Do you have any advice, comments for us, for the group, in the
I
last
think,
10 minutes?
yeah, thank you very much, Bong, Richard, and also for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where is Ella? Oh, yeah, Ella is teaching, I think. Oh, Ella is there. All right. So thank you very much for attending the first meeting of our conversation class. Of course, the first meeting is where we get to know each other, and then how do we call you? Sir Richard, Bung Richard, Richard? How should, let's agree how we call him, everyone. What do you think we should call?
That's good. First thing, in the English language, if you call somebody Sir Richard, I'm very honored because then I'm noble.
Yes.
Sir is a title for the nobility. Yeah, Sir Elton John. Yeah, okay. So don't call me sir. I'm not worth it. Just okay. I'm older. Adat Indonesia. Ata om, ata bung. I like bung because if you call me om, I feel old.
Okay. So shall we call you Bung Richard? Everybody will call you Bung Richard.
Please do.
Okay. All right.
Java they call me Papa.
Yeah. You know, that is another thing. That's another thing about language, that the culture is also embedded in the language, because, for example, I have a friend. He is a priest, a pendeta, yeah, and I call him Pak Jackie, for example, or I can never call him something else. And then we study in the same university, and we were friends, and we live in America. And then he's much older than I am. But if in English, I can call him Jackie. That's all. I can call him Jackie when I talk in the classroom or at the university, and we were working, and then I talk to him. I can address him as name per se. But when we are using Bahasa Ambon or Bahasa Indonesia, I would definitely refer to him as Pak, and I cannot just call him name. it's the culture that we have within our language, and then the language also absorbs the culture and the values that we have. So yeah, so we're gonna call our teacher or our tutor Bung Richard, everyone. Okay, excellent, everyone. Thank you, because I sort of told them that they need to be active. I hope that for the next meeting, you will be much more proactive. If you want to debate him, you don't have to agree to whatever he says. You can disagree. So I encourage I encourage disagreement, because it can your voice is a bit broken, Bung Richard.
Oh, okay. That's something maybe not known, but I know that Indonesia, the educational system is that the pupil, they don't really go into discussion with the guru.
Yeah.
We in Europe are used to go to discuss with the guru, because I want you to understand things, not only know it, but to understand it.
Yeah.
Don't take anything for granted. You have your own opinion, but please, and that's also a good training for if you want to talk English fluently with other people. Be critic, and don't be scared to talk about it. Go discuss in discussion. Yes. Don't just wait till I'm finished talking. You can say, "Hey, Pa, hey, Bung, salah, Bung." No, hey, sorry. Okay, explain to me.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with me. I learn from you as well.
Yep.
Because don't forget, we all draw conclusions based on the knowledge we have. But nobody can guarantee you have all the knowledge.
Yes. So we can always bounce off ideas of each other, learn from each other.
Exactly. But to know that, you have to talk about it. You have to feel free to talk about it openly. And then you can really communicate.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
so upon my discussion with Bung Richard, we talk about what can we do for your class, because if we just say conversation class, that's what you usually do anyway. I don't want this to be like any other conversation class, so we don't just talk, but I would like to introduce something that you already know. at campus, we talk about critical thinking. We remember so many of you now starting to write your thesis and proposal on critical thinking. So let's use this platform and this opportunity to improve our critical thinking. I've shared with Bung Richard that I am sometimes exasperated or frustrated. Not yes, those two words, frustrated, exasperated, that my students, when they talk about a topic, they only go on the surface, you know, they don't dig deep, they don't look at it critically. So instead of critiquing something, you think about it in a critical manner, challenge it, put your ideas, put your experience, things that you read into it. So that's why when Richard asked, what topic should we discuss later? Don't settle for an easy topic such as my holiday. So no, please don't. That is so not what I want. Let's talk about something challenging, you know, something that will challenge our beliefs, something that will help us to challenge other people's beliefs, and then we can you know, we can build on that. You can even pose as I mean, Saninta, I think you were once in the debate team. So you may one day, I don't know if you want to go with this, you can pose yourself as an opposing team and then talk about a topic and then try to, you know, try to stand on that, because most of the time we are afraid to tell other people where we stand because we're afraid that people might judge us. So, but if we make it into like a debate, and I said you are a pro team, you're a contra team, and I give you a topic, you will stand on that team and then and have your voices heard, be it your real your real beliefs or not. But then you speak. This is the opportunity that we cannot do to what do you call effectively in the classroom in campus, because we have such a large class. I mean, teaching 40-50 people for speaking skill, that's absolutely terrifying, even for a lecture.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a lot to handle for
Yes.
50
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, for the new, usually
Yeah.
for the new intake, every year we have more than 100 students, sometimes divided to two classes, or nowadays we can do 3 classes. It's because even the university is limited in classroom. So we don't have the luxury of having smaller group, etc. So this is an opportunity, everyone. I hope everybody will use it to the best of its extent. And thank you, Bung Richard, for agreeing to help. So so yeah, we
Is
will
this
think about it. Yeah.
okay? Is this class once a week, every Friday, same time, or are
Yes.
there more hours planned? Only
Yes.
okay. This is the
Once a
fixed
week.
schedule. Okay,
Yes.
and in the meantime, in the while in the week, with the WhatsApp group, communicate with me. If you have a
Yes.
question, send a message. You can call me with the WhatsApp. You can have a video FaceTime with the WhatsApp.
There you
So
go.
as open communication for information for yourself.
Okay.
You can get it immediately.
Yeah.
Just mind the time difference. That's all.
And maybe in terms of the topic for next week, we can discuss this via WhatsApp, because at the moment maybe nobody else will have an idea. You can bounce your idea on WhatsApp, and we can vote on which one we like the most, and that's the one we're gonna talk about next week. And please do, if you want to challenge yourself when we talk about something, challenge yourself. Okay, I think everybody will say yes, I will say no, and then I will back up my opinion about being no, and then, you know, then we can see
That is very illustrating for the system. I mean, if the teacher says no, everybody just say, oh. You have to feel free to say, I want to talk about this because I have the need to talk about this, and I can adapt. I can adjust myself. You don't have to listen to me because I'm the guru. Why? We are all individuals, and I'm here to fulfill some need with you. I'm helping you, so you have to tell me what's going on. You have to tell me what help you need. It's like the baby who is crying because she's sick. She can tell if it's a headache or ear pain, but but they are crying. Yeah, this is the same. If you don't tell me what you need, how can I help? So what the guru said, yeah, Helena,
Yeah.
Usi Helena says, she's correct.
I'm always correct.
Train your criticism. Yeah, okay. You know, that's something I never argue with women because you
Never.
never do that. You know? But but you're right. But I realize that you know the system of Pavlov, of course. Yeah, you know the psychological system.
Yes.
I mean, if you only use to get knowledge from a guru who doesn't and is not allowed to be critical or to disagree, yeah, then you create some kind of shyness. We have the same with the first generation, that the children don't dare to protest against their will of their elders because they get hit. That is, kurang ajar bang. Yeah, oh, shy, keep this silent. But it is now a different time. If you don't agree, say it.
Okay. All right. So I think our time is up now. Thank you, Bung Richard, and thank you, everyone. We will continue the discussion for the topic in our WhatsApp. And that concludes for today's meeting. Oh, by the way, this meeting or sessions is being recorded, and I will share the recording to our WhatsApp group. And perhaps Mem minta izin juga untuk posting nanti ada di komunitas Basudara, Bahasa Basudara, the one that we're working on at the moment. So then we can tell the people that this group is also running, and perhaps we can add you to the Facebook group of Komunitas Basudara too. Yep, that's it.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. See you all next week. Yeah, it was nice meeting you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bung Richard. See you
Bye,
next week,
sir.
everyone.
Yuk, sampai ketemu.
Bye.
Yuk, dadah.